Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today I have a great scarf project for you. It is a shell and V-stitch scarf pattern. It works up really quickly. It's super easy. I'm using the Loops and Threads yarn, and you'll need 2 balls of this particular yarn to get a good size scarf out of it. I'm also using a 6mm crochet hook. This scarf, in this pattern, you'll need to do a stitch count multiple of 8 plus 4. So this one I did 43, and what we're going to do is, you can see we've got the shells here. You alternate, you start with 2 double crochets on each end. You've got shell, alternate with the V-stitch, alternate with the shell, V-stitch, shell, and then the next row is the opposite. So in every V-stitch you work a shell. In the top middle chain or double crochet of every shell, you'll put a V-stitch, and that's it. You've got your double crochets on this end and this end, and you come up with this great pattern. Like I said, you'll need about 2 balls of yarn. This one has 100 grams or 279 yards. So I used 2 to get a good size scarf. You'll need scissors and a yarn needle to weave in your ends. And once you have all that together, let's get started. Okay, to start our scarf, we're going to put a slip knot on our hook. And again, chain a multiple of 4 or 8 plus 4. So I'm going to do 20. So my multiple of 8 is 16 plus 4 is 20. Once you have your multiple of 8 plus 4, you're going to double crochet in the 4th chain from the hook. So find that 4th chain and put a double crochet into it. And this is our foundation row, and it will set us up for the rest of the scarf. Alright, so you've done a double crochet in the 4th chain from the hook. Go ahead and put another double crochet into that same chain. So you'll need 2 double crochets in the 4th chain from hook. You're going to skip 3 and you're going to do a V-stitch. And a V-stitch is a double crochet, chain 1, double crochet into that same stitch. Now we're going to skip 3 and we're going to work 5 double crochets. So we want to skip 3, don't forget that chain there, and then work 5 double crochets into the 4th stitch over. And 5 double crochets counts as our shell. Now we're going to skip 3 and put a V-stitch into the next. So a V-stitch is a double crochet, chain 1, double crochet into that same stitch. Now we're going to skip 3, and I'm at the end, so you would continue this pattern, skipping 3, working a shell, skip 3, work a V-stitch, keep going along with that pattern until you get to the last 4 stitches, and you're going to end with 3 double crochets in the last stitch. So skip the 3, and in that last stitch put 3 double crochets. And you can see we've got our V-stitch, shell, V-stitch, and then the 2 end double crochets. For row 2, we're going to chain 3, turn our work, and we're going to put a double crochet into that same place that we just chained out of. So into that very first stitch. Now we come to our V-stitch. In every V-stitch, we're going to work a shell. So right into that center, which is our chain 1 space, we're going to work 5 double crochets. And now we've come to our shell from the previous row. You want to work into the middle stitch. So you've got those 2 double crochets on the end, and then you've got the middle one. You're going to work in the top of that stitch. If it's easier, you can count over. So you're going to want to skip 3. So 1, 2, 3, and work into that next stitch, the top of it. You're going to work a V-stitch. So double crochet, chain 1, double crochet. We come over here, we have our V-stitch from the previous row, and we're going to put a shell into it. So 5 double crochets right into that chain 1 space from our V-stitch. You're going to keep working that pattern until you get to the end. You're going to skip 3 or work 2 double crochets into the very top of your chain 3 from the previous row. So just try to get into a stitch from that chain 3 and work 2 double crochets right into the top of it. And that is row 2. The next row, chain 3, turn, and every row begins with a chain 3 and a double crochet right into that first stitch that we chained out of. Now you look and you see you have a shell, so you're going to skip 3 or find that middle stitch from that shell and work a V-stitch into it. Going to the next, we have a V-stitch. So we're going to put a shell right into that chain 1 space and work 5 double crochets for our shell. And this is the pattern all the way. We have a shell, so we're going to skip 3 or find that middle double crochet and work right in the top of it. We're going to put a V-stitch. And work this all the way along until you get to the end. On the ends, you want to work 2 double crochets into the top of that chain 3 that you started with. So just sometimes, especially with this yarn, it's hard to find the top of that chain. But put 2 double crochets in the top of that end, and it starts to look like this. And it's super pretty and it's super easy, and you just work back and forth. You will work a shell into the tops of the V-stitches and a V-stitch into the top of every middle shell. So keep going. When you're done, there is no finishing row, so you will just have this end. If you want to on your scarf, you can add little tassels or fringe, whatever you want to do, but I think it looks pretty cool just the way it is, like this. A super easy, super fast, really, really neat looking pattern for a scarf. You can also use this for a blanket, as long as your chain multiple is a multiple of 8 plus 4, you're good to go. I just love how it came out, and especially with the self-striping yarn. It's absolutely gorgeous. If you like this video, please be sure to subscribe to my channel so you don't miss out on any of my future videos. Thanks so much for watching. Until next time, bye!